Hey everybody, welcome to the Morphin Grid. I'm Jake.
I am Josh.
And today we are watching the 21st episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Green was Evil, Part 5.
Breaking the spell.
Breaking the spell. Good.
That's not even on the screen this time.
If you're new here, what we do is I'm just jumping right into it. Because we got a lot to talk about, and it was a short time to do it, because we're sort of on a time limit. So what we do is we pause this recording, then we go watch an episode of Power Rangers, then we come back, and then we talk about it.
Ad nauseum.
And then you hopefully learn and grow. Because we do every time. Sort of. I don't know.
I don't think we do.
I haven't grown since I was 12, so I don't know how that even works anymore. All right, so we're just jumping right into it. It's Morphin time.
And we're back. And we just watched Green with Evil Part 5. Breaking the spell. In which they broke the spell.
I don't think I mentioned earlier.
And that's it. That's the whole episode. They broke the spell.
See you guys later.
Everything's over.
I don't think I mentioned it aired on October 8th.
The last one was the 7th.
Last one was the 7th, so this one was the 8th, 1993. Not that it's super important. I just feel like doing that. I just feel like mentioning that.
Yeah, it's a nice little touch.
Yeah. Before we...
And we know exactly how old it is.
Right. Before we start, you can find us online. morphingrid.tumblr.com is our main website. That's where all of our episodes are housed. All the links and the descriptions and sweet pictures that I make.
Pictures are pretty cool.
By make, I mean screenshot and then put something out.
We're going to get some good ones out of these, I think.
I think there's a couple good ones. You can email us, littleidiots.morphingrid@gmail.com, or you can...
This is the other ice cream truck.
Or you can talk to us on Twitter at MorphinGrid. And just like yesterday, there's ice cream here at the Morphin Grid Studios.
It's the same day for us. Oh, you can't hear it over the wind and the kids. But at the end of the song, it just yells, "Hello!" And then it plays the song again. McFly, hello! Anyway, jumping right into the episode.
Jumping right in. We start on the reveal from last episode, which is Tommy is the bad guy.
Yes.
Which we knew. But the Power Rangers didn't.
Now they know.
So now they know. And Zach says something to the effect of like, how could he do this to us?
Because they're all such good friends.
Such good friends.
Because Jason fought him that one time and Kimberly asked him out once.
Yeah, they met. I think Zach has met him one time.
When he was evil.
Yeah, when he was evil. I think, of course it's that jerk. I'm just surprised
he's always wearing green fishnet tank tops all the time.
He's the Green Ranger. He's only wearing green. We should have known. We should have put it together. And then there's some technical talk because they're like, it can't be Tommy. This is a mistake. And I was like, the computer scanned his, and I wrote it down.
Oh, good.
His interspatial biovibrations. That's some jargon right there.
That is definitely probably a made up thing.
Oh, I would bet cash money that it was made up. So they're like, oh, but the computer's been on the fritz, and then Billy's like, no, Alpha fixed that part.
Yep.
So it's true. And
then Trini's just like, so it has to be Tommy.
It has to be Tommy.
Billy said it's right.
Oh, is that some Trilly watch?
Very little.
That's a Trilly sighting.
Right.
Is that? It is. Oh, it's gone. Okay. So then Alpha, we don't go anywhere yet. I'm just so used to jumping around because these last episodes have been hectic. So Alpha jumps to the conclusion that is correct immediately. He goes, Tommy must be under Rita's spell. Rita must have cast a spell on Tommy that made him evil.
Definitely.
Like, how do you get that?
Because he was so nice that first time he talked to Kimberly.
Okay.
And he was really nice to Jason.
Was Alpha watching them then?
Yes.
No, you're right. They don't have cable. What else are they gonna do?
They only have a viewing globe that watches the Power Rangers.
They've got like 7 channels. The 5 Rangers.
6 Rangers now.
Now they're gonna have to add a channel, and then they have like Rita, and then Uncle Howard sometimes,
and then whatever the flavor of the week extra character is.
Oh man. Oh, I just saw a note that I have for a second that makes me giggle. Then we cut up to so they all agree that they need to find Tommy, break the spell, because obviously he's under a spell and they need to break it somehow.
Right.
Then we cut up to the moon, where they are having a party. They are partying hardying.
That's awful.
I regret that immediately. And Babu has a drink. They all have drinks. It's all the same drink. It's in like a tiny little.
Did you hear what they
glass.
called it?
He said raspberry and oyster juice.
I thought he said cranberry.
I heard raspberry.
He definitely said oyster juice. Because evil people like gross things.
Right. Well, I mean, like a couple episodes ago, they were talking about. I forget what it was, but it was another gross thing that they were like that drink or this. I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but we talked about it during the episode. I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, go listen to all previous episodes.
All 20 previous episodes. Now.
Also, this is disc 3 of the Morphin Grid.
Yes.
So that's neat. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on up
to the east
to
side.
the east side.
Deluxe apartment in the sky. E-apartment. Because we live in the future.
Oh. I like that. I'm going to steal it for something. Okay. We cut back to the command center for some reason. I don't remember exactly why. But this is right before they say we need to split up and go find Tommy.
Yes.
And Zordon, I wrote my note is plasma screen Zordon. Because the imprint of Zordon is still kind of on the tube. Like they left Zordon on for too long, and now
so he's just burned into
now
the
it's just
tube.
burned into there. So even though he's not there, he is a little bit.
Plasmas were awful.
They were. Whenever someone like buys a plasma now, I'm like, what? When's the last time you watched TV?
You have to go out of your way to find
Walmart still had them, like when we were there, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a plasma," and I'm like, "Do you hate yourself? Why? You have to stand. You have to be directly in front of that plasma. You can't move any."
And you better hope the picture changes a lot.
Yeah, you don't watch the same channel, or else the bug will be in the corner. That's what
it's called a bug.
It's called a bug. Oh. Yeah, film fact for the day. Or TV fact. It's something I learned in film
What
school.
he's referring to is the logo in the bottom corner of the screen on any given station.
Yeah, that's the bug. But anyway, so Kimberly goes to find him in
the
juice bar, obviously.
Doesn't look, just immediately goes to Ernie.
Goes to Ernie, who is watching Zeo Ranger.
Yes.
It's footage of Goldar attacking and Rita on the moon.
It's basically a news report. They have images of Rita on the moon.
Yeah, Angel Grove Television. WANG?
AGTV?
That's too many letters. Oh, AGTV by itself.
Yeah, but it has to have a W in it.
Actually, it has to have a K because it's
right. Okay,
it's west of the Mississippi. So I would say WANG.
Angel News Grove.
Angel News Grove. WAGN. Angel Grove News.
Sure.
Okay. KAGN.
Right.
Kagan.
It's even K where we live now. We're just so not used to it.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the stations is KEYE.
KI. Anyway.
Killer Instinct. This channel. It's just somebody live streaming Killer Instinct all the time. I'd watch that channel.
So Bulk's like, we should be the ones we should be on TV. We helped the Power Rangers get rid of those guys by being in a bus.
Skull thinks they did all the work.
Right. Well, I mean, to them they did, right? Because they didn't die from being thrown around on a bus,
right? So I
mean, they have inflated self importance right now. But then she's like, "Whatever, get over yourselves." And she looks at Ernie and she goes, "Have you seen Tommy?" And he goes, "The new kid?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, he's over there." like, hey, Kimberly. Turn around. Look in the juice bar for 1 second. He's the guy on the exercise machine. The only one.
Angrily doing butterfly presses.
I thought he was pushing them upwards.
Was he?
Yeah, where he's like...
Power Rangers!
He's just so mad about him all the time. I wrote down, Tommy is working the hell out. He is super intense about this. And she's like, Tommy, I know you're the Green Ranger. He's like, okay then, Pink Ranger, you should also know I'm going to kill you all.
Warn the others, you've been warned.
You've been warned. Tommy out. It disappears to puff of smoke.
He just walks away.
He just leaves. And we cut up to the moon where they're talking about the Dragon Zord. Babu, Squat, and Goldar are talking about the Dragon Zord, but it seems like they're being coy about it, right? They're like, oh, can we use this thing? I don't know if they actually said Zord, but like it felt like they were gonna like set it up, and then later in the episode, boom, Dragon Zord. But nope, immediately they were like,
Rita's like, yes, and just summons it.
Yeah, and then Zordon. I keep doing that. Why do I keep doing that?
Because you're the worst.
I'm the actual worst. Like Goldar's like, he just says Dragon Zord right away. He's like, yeah, no, we're gonna get the Dragon Zord, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna beat up everybody. Which, can we talk about the Dragon Zord for a second?
Yeah.
And how it is objectively the coolest thing ever.
Yep.
It's got a shield chest that is like a giant 5-pointed wheel thing that lights up. It has a tail that is a drill. It's got rockets that come out of its fingertips. This thing is awesome.
Yeah. It's controlled by the awesomest song.
Yeah. And the awesomest weapon.
If you want to compress my childhood into 6 musical notes, the dragon flute is it. Every time I hear that, I just get pumped.
It's whenever I get a text from Twitter, I think it is, that plays, and I'm like, I'm needed. But yeah, Dragon Zord is baller. And I thought what was going to happen is Zordon was going to come back and reveal that there was a Dragon Zord that they could use to beat up Scorpina and Goldar.
Right.
But nope. Rita had it the whole time.
Green Ranger's in control of it. You need the flute to control the sword. Zordon can't just take it.
So he jumps onto the Dragon Zord and he's like, all of this will be my empresses. And then it cuts to a shot of the Dragon Zord with a...
He's like roaring and has a toy Green Ranger on his head.
Super glued to his head. It's goofy. It's not even like... It's not even a very articulate one. It's
like a molded plastic...
Yeah. That didn't flop around. Can you imagine if it was like floppier and like its arm and body was just... They'd be like, I'm not afraid of that guy anymore. Sorry. Then we cut back to Billy's garage, where the Rangers are putting together the facts they already know. Like they're kind of just like spelling it out for us, but not in a way that's pandering or like pedantic, I guess. They're just like, that would explain why the putties didn't attack him and why his back is so weird, Then Kimberly gets cartoon hearts in her eyes again.
He does love me.
He does love me. He's not a monster. Like, well, okay.
And then Trini, who went home to change, comes running back.
Yep. My theory is that she spilled some of Alpha's oil on her when they were fixing up Alpha, and so she went home to change. That's it. That's all I can think of that would warrant
makes sense.
Warrant her putting on a
She's the only one that changed clothes.
Yeah, not even Kimberly did.
So it's still the same day.
Yeah. So it had to be some sort of reason, like she got messy. So, or they just forgot what she was wearing because they, filmed a million episodes at once. Trini changed clothes. Then we cut back to the command center for a second, where Zordon is back.
There's a fight. Because Trini comes running back because she just watched the news while she was changing. And I think she says something like, guys, there's a big dragon.
The T-Rex versus Dragon Zord is farther down in my notes.
Well, she had some kind of news to deliver.
Yeah, she was talking about the Dragon Zord, how it's tearing up town.
Right, okay.
But then we cut back for like a second of just Zordon coming back.
I thought he came back later.
No, I mean, maybe this is where my notes are.
All right, your notes are in better order than my memory, so we'll go by those.
So he just shows up again. They found him. He was in 10Q9.
No, Green Ranger moved him. Green Ranger cheats when he plays Battleship.
Right. Oh, no.
He moved him to Q7. They'll never look too adjacent.
Because you can't really move it very far. You can really just pivot it.
Right.
Okay. Then there's a fight. Then they morph, and they're fighting putties. Maybe Goldar and Scorpina. I don't really remember. I know they're fighting, and they are dragged by their belts. Like their belts start glowing.
Yes.
And
I think they're just fighting putties. Goldar and Scorpina might be there, but I don't think they're fighting.
I don't think so. But they're dragged by their belts, into the lava
because
crevice.
they glow, and instantly Jason's like, "What's going on? Oh, Zordon's back."
Well, who else will make their belts glow? You think Alpha has that kind of power? No, come on. So they
get sucked down in the earth crack where their Zords die.
Where their Zords are fine because they're, heat tested.
Mother approved.
Like the way I think of it, do you ever play Portal 2? Portal or Portal 2?
No, I play Portal.
Okay. You know how there's like the incinerators where they throw stuff, into it? You got to get rid of your companion cube. In Portal 2, they reveal that all portal or aperture science technologies are heat resistant up to like 400 degrees Kelvin or whatever, which is how much they said the incinerators were.
Right.
So all your stuff is fine. Anything you throw into that is still, it's just in like in a hot basement, basically.
Right.
So that's what the Zords are. Is they're just temperature rated up to above lava. If you throw them into the sun, they're probably going to be gone.
Yeah, they probably won't be okay.
But lava, whatever. It's just lava. I mean, that's literally where two of them live. Well, I mean, technically magma, whatever. but yeah, so the Zords are fine. And then they summon all of them, but it's only the T-Rex versus the Dragon Zord.
It's really weird because they get sucked down into the earth.
Yep.
Then the next scene is them jumping into the Zords.
Well, they're not.
So they went down there and pushed up the Zords themselves.
Yep.
They put them down and then jumped into them.
Right. Which the Zords coming out of the lava crevice was just them going into it in reverse. They just rewound it, and they were fine. So yeah, it's T-Rex versus Dragon Zord. And there's a lot of cool stuff in here because they both have opposable tails. It's not my opposable tails. The Dragon Zords is clearly on two strings because it goes up and it dips and it goes back up again. But like at one point, T-Rex grabbed it and it's like spinning. And he's like, "Oh God, what do we do?" And then it like hits him in the face, and like sparks fly real quick.
Yep.
But it's pretty cool.
T-Rex gets back on his tail and kangaroo kicks him.
Yeah, it does that kangaroo kick, which knocks Dragon Zord for a loop. And then they get out. No. Then they bring them together.
Yep.
To form the Megazord. Which T-Rex is slightly shorter than Dragon Zord.
Okay.
I didn't notice how tall the Megazord was compared to the T-Rex. Are they the same size? Or compared to the Dragon Zord?
They're about the same size, I think, yeah.
Okay, because that means that the Megazord is 98% T-Rex with little bitty legs.
Yeah.
Because it was huge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe there's some sort of size
even in
changing.
other ones, like when the Zords were attacking alone, they were larger.
They're all proportional
than when they're together.
Yeah, I think what it is there's something in the Morphin grid that like.
No, I think it's just hey, don't notice this.
But let's justify it, right? Like the if they get too big, if it's too big together, it can't sustain its own weight, so they have to shrink it down a little bit.
So technically, the Zords morph into a Megazord.
Yeah, because they change size, or it's just a show. Maybe you should relax.
I don't know why you're telling me to relax.
I'm telling me to relax.
Oh, okay.
Using the MST3K theme song. You should really just relax. So, where were the other Zords during the T-Rex versus Dragon Zord fight, though?
Watching from the sideline.
Just waiting. They're like, he's got this. If he doesn't, we'll bring him together. So then they knock Dragon Zord down. And Jason and the Mega, and this is you said this 4 episodes ago. You said this in episode 1 that there was a weird thing that happened.
Yes,
in this episode.
Yeah, the Megazord knocks down the Dragon Zord, who's laying on his side like a grumpy old me.
Him trying to get up is exactly like you trying to get off the couch.
And Jason's like, "Give it up, Tommy!" And then it cuts to the Dragon Zord, and we're assuming it's Tommy saying it. He goes, "No way!" Now I thought he just said no. So I thought it was just like a Zordon voice clip when I mentioned it in the first episode. It's not. It's just a totally different guy. Like, I don't know if JDF was sick that day.
Or if they're in editing and they're like, oh no,
Right, we didn't get
that, and they're like, we'll get Jason David Frank into the ADR, and like, we can't. He's on set. They're filming all day, and we have to get this done right now.
Somebody just say no way.
Jeff, say no way into this microphone.
No way.
No way. It was
It's jarring.
It sounded almost a little bit like Jason for a second, but then I'm like, no, it still doesn't even sound like Jason. Like, so then they jump out of their Zords, where Jason and Tommy fight in their best of 5 series again.
The best of 5,000.
Where I think they're 2-2 at this point.
Just like they were 4-4 in the tournament.
That counts as one. Oh no, they tied that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a best of 3. I don't know. Anyway, they're fighting. At one point, Tommy uses that stab the ground, shoot a shockwave at him, attack.
Before that, is it before or after that? That Jason is firing his power blaster at him.
I think it's after.
And he's playing the dragon flute, which activates his shield and reflects,
which is awesome.
The shots.
I loved that.
Because he's just walking at him like a Terminator.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He is literally the Terminator with a flute dagger.
That's a really cool scene.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish that happened more. I wish there was more of that.
I wish the shield did anything later.
Instead of just make him like he has a shield, but it's not important.
He gives it to people a couple times.
Yeah, he gives it to Zach once, and Jason gets ownership of it later.
Yeah, and then never uses it.
He does. He puts it on before he calls it Dragon Zord.
Right,
like 3 times. I think. I don't know if they're not going to use it anymore because I don't remember any other instances of this. But if they're not going to use that, I'm going to steal it for something because it's awesome.
It is really cool.
And then he beats Tommy. Jason beats Tommy.
Yes, because
by stabbing the Sword of Darkness.
No, there's more to it than that because they're still fighting. Tommy has both of his weapons. He's dual wielding Sword of Darkness and Dragon Dagger. And Jason, in basically a last ditch effort, he makes his power sword glow red
using Morphin grid energy. I guess.
And he throws it at Tommy, and it hits and knocks both weapons out of his hand. And then I forget what he says. He says something like, "You're gonna be a good guy now," and he blasts the Sword of Darkness.
Okay,
and it doesn't really get destroyed as much as it just teleports away.
Well, maybe they need it later. Maybe it'll be a plot point later, and they didn't want to just destroy it. I know, but like maybe in Z Ranger it is.
Maybe,
but like. Or maybe it'll show up in Super Mega Force. Like, maybe it just disappeared for so long. They're just waiting for it.
Probably not, but maybe.
Yeah, definitely not. I don't think. But yeah, so then Tommy's like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I did all that. Because, like, he's a good guy. He didn't want to do all that stuff. He was under a spell. And it's broken. Even though the sword was supposed to put him under the spell forever.
They destroyed the sword. So he would need to have the sword to be under the spell. Now the sword is gone. There's nothing.
So the spell wore off. At some point, but because he had the sword...
Because he had a sword, he was still under it.
Okay. I like that. I like that justification.
Like I said, the way they fix him hadn't been introduced until the second episode.
Right.
It was the Sword of Darkness.
Yes, okay.
They destroyed it.
Gotcha. All right. Jason's like, let's morph. They're already morphed.
And then they unmorph.
He means unmorph, but he said morph. Which, technically, he is changing still.
Right.
They are changing. So that's what morph means. To change. That's from episode 1.
Metamorphosis. That means to change. Stupid idiot cheerleader girl. I don't mean that. Kimberly's not a stupid idiot.
No, she's not. She's a really weird subversion of the Valley Girl stereotype.
Yeah.
And that she is, but also isn't. Like at some point she's like, I don't care about whatever you're saying because I don't get it. But she's not like dumb or mean about it.
Right.
She's just like, I don't feel like it.
Sometimes she gets frustrated and she's like, in English, Billy.
Right. Yeah.
Because Billy knows better.
Right. He just gets the problem with Billy is that he's so smart he can't reason how other people think.
Right.
He just assumes that if he says something, everyone else will get it because they'll be on his level. And they don't. And they're like, just one more time, but for regular dumb people like us.
So then he has to think about it.
He's like, oh, how do I dumb this down? And then usually Trini's like...
Wish Trini was here.
Trini just says how you fix it. But yeah, so then Tommy's on their side now, and they are called by Zordon. This is a weird thing that happens. And Zordon's like, if you put the dragon Zord with the mammoth and the saber-tooth tiger and the triceratops, it'll form a powerful dragon megazord thing.
Is that the Dragon Megazord or the Mega Dragon Zord?
I call it the Dragon Megazord, but I don't know.
Because there's another one where he turns into shoulder pads and goes on to the other
on top
Megazord.
of them. That's the Dragon Megazord. This is the Mega Dragon Zord, I will say.
I would say, because it's mostly the Dragon Zord with a couple extra
Yeah.
Mega parts. All right.
Right. Yes. So then they make the Mega Dragon Zord and don't do anything with it.
Well, they don't need, there's no one left to fight.
Then why'd they just put it together?
I feel like that was, I don't know if they did that or if that was just a montage showing us what it will look
What
like.
it could
Yeah.
be. But I feel like they actually did it.
Maybe.
But then
and then he roars.
and then the next scene is just them at the.
We're really powering through
I
this.
know. It was a quick episode.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot. A lot happened, but not a lot.
This is the conclusion to a lot of other stuff. So like, because this is the end of the episode, pretty much. He makes the Mega Dragon Zord, and then they don't do anything with it. And then the next scene is just it cuts to them at the command center with Zordon going, "You need to hear the rules.
Right.
Don't escalate. Don't use your powers for personal gain. Don't escalate a fight unless Rita forces you to, and don't reveal your secret identity. Can you follow these rules?" And he's like, "Yes, I can." And
yeah, I can, Zordon. 100%.
100%. Which I feel like he said 100. Like the phrase 100% has been used a lot over the last 5 episodes. I just feel like maybe not, but I feel like it has been. I don't know.
I think that's the only time that 100% has come up. This is gonna be like a 25-minute episode.
People are gonna need a breather.
It's really just a wrap up.
Yeah,
like
pretty much. Everything happens really quick. It's like just dominoes. Oh, it's Tommy. Let's get him. Okay, we got him. Now let's save him. Okay, we saved him. Now he's a Power Ranger.
The last 4 episodes have all been downers, but the Power Rangers are never at a disadvantage really in this one.
No, it's because they're prepared. They're finally prepared.
Yeah, they got Zordon back.
Yeah,
that's really all they needed.
Pretty much.
It's like putting Tony's name on the mailbox.
So Tommy is now a ranger. Billy gives him a green communicator with like a little spoon.
It looked like those little things they put on your temples when they conduct sleeping tests.
Yeah. Or a spoon for eating.
Or a tiny spoon for eating a rice.
Yeah, for eating one rye?
I don't know. Now rice. I'm trying to think. I'm like, where did they have these dinodes? Or other science word for them, I don't know. Like, where do the other Rangers have these on them? Because if it's with the communicator, it's required for it.
Is it?
Billy wouldn't give you useless parts.
Right. I don't know. We're going to look into that. And then you'll get an update later. Maybe.
Unless we just completely forget
I'm going to look into it when I'm doing the episode because I'll hear this.
Right.
when I edit it. But... yeah, and then it ends with the Power Rangers, and they're jumping up.
Comes full circle.
Yeah.
That's how the first episode
ended, which is a really nice touch, because now they have a new Ranger in the fold.
Tommy on there.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. That's it.
Yep, that's the whole thing.
So, we got some time.
Yeah, we got about 15 minutes.
15 minutes. So, this is your favorite 5 episodes of anything. Correct? Am I correct in saying that? Yes. Or has it changed in the interim since the last time we talked?
No, it is, but I can see why, watching it again now, more analytically, why it's a lot because of nostalgia that it is.
Okay.
Because I love Tommy so much.
Right, yeah.
And this is his origin story.
Basically, yeah.
So
I think the opposite is true for me. I liked the episodes before, but I like them a lot better having watched them again, for the podcast where we have to like not analyze them, but like think about them more.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, a lot of cool stuff happens.
It's really well told. Like the whole story, the whole structure
and this
of it,
is the
everything.
first time there's been a story arc.
Yeah. Every other time it's been like Pudgy Pig, get him.
Right.
Chunky Chicken, get him. Nicey Night, get him.
Say Churchy Chicken?
I said Junky.
Church's Chicken.
Church's Chicken. Made of cardboard.
It's not good.
I'm going to try it
Oh, we went to Taco Cabana. It was really good.
Yeah, been to Taco Cabana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Taco Cabana.
I did that while we were in there.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. This is a really short episode. But you guys...
Well, let's see. Final thoughts on the whole arc?
On the whole thing, from a technical standpoint, the act structure on all five episodes being a different act of this one story is basically flawless in terms of like what you're supposed to hit at what points.
Right.
Because like your fourth act is the spiral where everything goes to hell.
Right, because at the beginning of the fourth episode, there's like a glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
And then the Megazord falls into a pit of lava.
Lava. And then everyone is so bummed that they can't be Power Rangers anymore. Like they just don't have the heart to do it. But then they find out it's Tommy, and that's your hope spot leading into the conclusion.
Well, we have to help him.
Yeah.
He's our best friend that we met the other day. Yesterday. We met him yesterday.
Well, what it is, I don't think it's like he's our best friend, we have to help him, is here is a person whose life is directly affected by Rita, like ours.
Yeah.
We need to help him. And Kimberly's like, yeah, that's why I want to help him. Not because of Dad Booty, but yeah, because he's Rita or whatever.
Babooty.
We were making the baboo face from a few episodes ago, from episode 14.
So I don't know. There's not much more to talk about.
I'm a
little disappointed that this is our shortest episode ever.
I know.
But it's also the fourth one we're recording today.
Yeah, we've at this point we have trimmed so much fat, like in terms of like filler that we put in on accident, because we're really warmed up at this point.
Yeah,
we're past warmed up. We're ready to go.
We're gone. We're gone. We left.
We're done.
We're done. We're finished. Green Week is in the books.
In the books, yeah. So I had a lot of fun doing it. The first two were rough. The first one specifically because we hadn't podcasted in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And the second one because we lost it and
so
had to do it again.
If you got this far, thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, thanks. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
If you did, leave us a review on iTunes. Tell us how we're doing on Twitter at Morphin Grid. Our website is Tumblr. Is Tumblr. The whole thing.
Tumblr. All of it.
Us.
We own it.
We just bought it.
That's why we have all this time to record a podcast about Power Rangers.
No, Yahoo bought it for $1 billion. I don't have that kind of scratch laying around.
Not yet.
And then, so morphingrid.tumblr.com is our website. littleidiots.morphingrid@gmail.com if you want to email us. At morphingrid on Twitter, like I said. That's it. That's about it. It's weird being done this early. I feel like I'm just talking still.
I want to talk more about it, but
we've already talked so much about it.
It's 5 episodes, but it's one story, so we've already talked so much about it, and we've talked about each different part. Like, I can't gush about how good Jason David Frank is enough.
Yeah, he is the best at karate, pretty much.
He's at most in his early 20s, if not.
I would put him 25 tops. And that's being generous, I think. Like, because I feel like he's younger than that.
I'm almost positive he's younger than that. I don't know how old he is now, but he's the best at karate. When I was 20, I was barely in community college.
When I was 20, I was in film school. My 20th birthday was spent in editing class.
Gross.
And if you were to ask me to do a spin kick one time, I would try it, and you would watch me fall on my face. Whereas he got the job because of these spin kicks.
Yeah.
Like, it literally, in his audition, he did like 3 of them in a row, and they said, just keep doing that for a minute. And he just kept doing
them.
And they're like, if you can kick like that on command, you're in. You got the part. And then he became the Power Ranger.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to talk about that. How now that he's a good guy, man, Rita messed up.
Rita done goofed. What she should have done is gone, here's a... Oof. Oh. Your bones.
They're bad. I have bad bones.
She should have gone, here, you're going to be the Green Ranger, you're going to be evil, you're going to fight for me. And then, but secretly, in the shield, there was dynamite. In case
if he goes rogue,
boom.
Blow
I don't
him
want to
up.
deal with this, especially after like the third episode where he like almost beats the Megazord by himself, you'd think she would have gone, hold on a minute, he could be a threat. I'm excited.
Because she knows Tommy is not inherently evil.
Right.
She made him that way with
evil.
a spell and a cocoon and a crystal ball.
And dragon and a sword.
Made him Japanese for a minute.
For a second. Made him Buki.
So
Bukai?
yeah, even now I don't know if he's come back yet, but he's going to come back in Super Mega Force.
Yeah.
He's been 5 different Rangers, all of them pretty good, pretty powerful.
Yeah. She done goofed. She basically said, hey, sorry, future bad guys.
Yeah.
I accidentally made the worst problem for you that I could.
made the win button for the good guys. Whoops.
Oops.
Which, I mean, I understand, like, she's sitting on this power coin that she stole from Zordon as she sent him into wherever he is.
Right.
She's like, I'm going to use this someday.
And then she sees Tommy, and she's like, look at those kicks.
Yeah. If he can do those on command, he's got the job.
He got the job. I'm excited going forward, because I don't...
Because there are even parts moving forward. There's a lot of drama around the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
Basically from here on until he's not anymore. But there's times where if it wasn't for Tommy, the Rangers would be toast.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't really remember specifically a lot of stuff he does after this. I just know, like, he's around, and it's better.
Well, I remember...
You know? Like, he
I remember
more.
the arc with the green candle, and then when his
Right.
power is limited, so he can only morph when it's absolutely necessary.
Right. I remember the
all
episode
that.
where they fight up a mountain. Him and Jason fight up
That's
a
the
mountain.
Titanus episode.
It is.
Yep, they're
Titanus-
fighting up there to get Titanus.
That's right.
Who is attacking them as like a test. We'll talk about that when we get to it. But I want to fluff this episode out a little more, so we're going to talk a little bit about the future right now.
I mean, I'm not sure. We're going to, I'll have to, once we get there and we get through the White Ranger, then I'll be a little more objective about it. Because I remember liking the White Ranger more, but I'm not sure why it was different. I felt like, it's still Tommy, obviously.
Yeah,
Still the same guy.
he's just now definitely the
Yeah.
leader.
I think I liked his suit more, and he was the leader then, and like the White Tiger Zord is just as cool.
Plus his theme song is like a million awesome units.
Yes. It's way better than Goldard's gonna get you
Tonight.
Oh.
All right. Well, the neighbors are creeping up the stairs, so we're going to wrap up.
Yep, just in time. Thank you again for listening. Hopefully all that fluff at the end wasn't...
We already ran down the second
Yeah.
internet thing, so I guess we'll just stop here.
So until next time, we'll see you on Monday with another episode. We're watching episode 22, something.
Something about being shell-shocked.
Oh man, shell shock. That's the traffic light guy.
Yeah, yes.
Oh man, that's a good one. Or it's a terrible one. I don't remember. It's going to be fun anyway. So until next time, may the power protect you. Also, I wrote. They cut back to the. Yes, boy. Lassie's in a well. Why is Lassie in a well? I've lost control of my life, Josh.